Hello my people, this is your Redneck from Texas Nate, and we are doing another review today. Today is courtesy of the second site, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now it took me forever and a day to get this one in, because I ordered it directly from second site, because there's a bonus that you don't get in the normal one. And we're going to get into that. So first up, put that to the side, we've got the J card. Of course, if you ever wonder why it's called a J card, that's why. Okay, get it on that. As you can see here, take a minute if you want to pause and read. This is all the special features that's in here. This is pretty much the one be all for all of Texas Chainsaw Massacre special features. It's crazy how much stuff is in here. And then of course you got his, and yes, this is an import. So the 4K side of the house is good, but if you're trying to watch the Region B one, you're going to need a Region Free player. So definitely, if you don't have one of those, definitely get one, please. All right, so we've got, here's the box. It's a good hard box, to tell you the truth. Second side, nothing on the top. Nothing on the bottom. Then of course here you've got the inside. Okay, we'll get started. We're going to go through this stuff. Alright, with that being said, before do anything, so we've got the cards. So yeah, here's the standard set, and then here's the special set. So we'll go through the regular ones. I've always learned to start taking these out. It's a lot easier. And then you can actually save the little holder. See? That's what I'm talking about. We can do that. We can be better. So first what we got is Grandpa. Of course, nothing on the back. There's nothing on the back of any of these. So you got Sally. Of course, the scene everybody knows. Sally is screaming. Okay, the close-up of Sally's eye. All right, come on, work with my hair. There we go. They get stuck. You got, originally he was just called the cook. He wasn't called Drayton until later, Drayton Sawyer, but he was the cook. Best barbecue ever. And then you got the hitchhiker, which you got called Nubbins later. And then of course you've got good old Bubba himself, Leatherface. So I love how they do these cards. They're nice. It would have been cool if there was something on the back like a name or a bio or something like that. But we get, oh yeah, Terry, poor Terry McGinn, done got the hook. And these are the special cards, by the way, too. Here you got Leatherface, done grabbed her. She's gone. And the Miles shot, as we always call it, the Miles shot. So yeah, the cards are very nice. They're done, like I said, really nice. I appreciate it. It's just sort of like 88 Films. I love how they do theirs as well. It's always very nice on how they're presented and how they go through all the time and do the books and stuff. And yes, we do have a book too, but we're going to go through the set first before we get to the book. There's a lot. So of course you got Sally's running away from the hitchhiker and Leatherface. And this, ooh, yeah, I can't drop it. Opens up. I like that. And then of course you get Leatherface. This is disc 1. It's a Blu-ray. Disc 2, which is the special features. And then the 4K itself, which we'll get to the actual review on that here in a second of what it is. That one's just going to pop out. We're just going to fix you. There we go. Like I said, I like how they do that. These little gatefolds. When they're done right, they're good. Alright. And then you have this massive book. And this is freaking amazing. And I highly recommend it. For the price of this set, it is well worth it. Alright, so we're going to go through, not everything, but because you got to have some fun with it too. Second side. Here's the contents. Yeah, 188 pages. Cast. You know, interior, of course, being Pam. You know, I like how they did that. They did the cast on it. And even John Larroquette on there, you know. And see, they say old man, yeah, grandpa. Grandpa's there, the old man, yeah. The cook. Got the crew. I mean, and it's not just pictures. This is like time and effort through, you know, everybody. The Saw. This is like by far, you know, Texas Chainsaw is one of my favorite ones. My favorite, of course, being Evil Dead, but Texas is number 2. And like I said, it keeps going and going. And every chapter has a new image. They have to bash him in the head 2 or 3 times. Basket of deplorables. Yeah, that's, I mean, you gotta remember what this is based upon. You know, this is based upon Ed Gein. So it's not for the squeamish. I'll tell you that. And that was always the cool part. Like, I remember watching him suck the finger from Sally and then getting the blood to stay alive. Like, as a carnivore. Of course, the screaming an eye again. Yeah, there we go. Pretty girl. And then you had the chairs, yeah. So, this, like I said, this is a cool book. I definitely highly recommend this one because of that. Alright, now, let's go talk about the actual movie itself. Alright. Alright, folks, we're back. We just got done taking a look at the actual new Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Second Sight, the 4K plus Blu-ray set. So, what are my thoughts? Well, before we can go to the thoughts, we need to think about where it's come from, per se. So, we're going to start out with this one, actually. This actually is a custom-made Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Rob's Nostalgic project. So what he does is he takes and gets a 35mm print, like it was shown in the theater, restores it, and then puts it onto Blu-ray. So you can actually have a good feeling of what it was like to be in a theater while watching it. But this one in particular is the X version, Certificate X version. So this is the one that was in the UK, and then it was broadcasted to not be shown anywhere because it was banned for so long. So this was the X version. So to get a copy of the original unrated copy, I had to have it because you guys know I'm a Leatherface fan, so I had to have it. And what was cool was the cover matches the Second Sight one as well. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I wanted to bring this up. But it started out, like I said, as a video cassette back in the VHS days, and then you go to the DVD days. All of mine, VHS and DVDs are gone. I'm trying to get another copy of the VHS again for nostalgic purposes, and because I do have a tape player and a Laserdisc player. And I would love to get the one that's on Laserdisc, but it's just too hard. So I'm sticking with what I have, and it's the Blu-rays and, of course, you know, now the 4Ks. So talking about Blu-rays, you guys remember, this is the 40th anniversary edition of this one. This came out from Dark Sky Films. Dark Sky, of course, had the U.S. license here. It still does. So this was the original way to watch it. And I always loved it, how it slid out. And then you had all the background in between. And then, you see Leatherface here. You could reverse it and have the door shut in there as well. And you actually have photo images here. That's Sally. This is a 4-disc set, you know. And this is why I don't have the DVDs anymore, because this actually has the DVDs in it as well. So you get the Blu-ray, you get the bonus disc on Blu-ray, then you also get the feature film on DVD, and then the bonuses on DVD as well. Now, back then though, when they did this one, you can't get something like this anymore hardly, unless you find it cheap on eBay or whatnot like that. Because there was parts of these like commentaries, and then there's part of the special features that you just didn't get. They didn't get rotated back and forth between the different versions and everything. And that's like this Steelbook version that came out not long after that. I still have the original card. This came out in 2018. This was a reissue of the actual Dark Skies film, but all it was just the movie itself. But being, you know, a Texas Chainsaw Nut, I had to have it, and it was like $10 at Best Buy. So it was well worth it. But it has no special features, but it still has all the same commentaries that was on the original disc. So this is exactly the same as the Blu-ray that was originally in here. Okay. Doesn't take care of the bonus features, though. The bonus features that are on here was not in a lot of places. Okay, so fast forward a little bit, and then you have Turbine. Now, if you guys remember, I went to Texas Frightmare last year, and I had everybody and their brother from Texas Chainsaw sign this one. And it's because there was 2 versions of the actual Turbine. There was the one without HDR, then this one that actually has HDR. So this is the version I got, of course. And it has all the same special features that the 40th had. So you gotta look at, okay, is it the same? What do I do? Do I stick with this one? Do I go with this one? You know, whatever. And of course, I want to keep them all. But this one, of course, has the 4K. And I'll just kind of show you. That's what the 4K, this is what the Steelbook looks like. And it was the same way. It's a 4K and then a Blu-ray. Okay? And then a Blu-ray, of course, is, I believe that was Region B. This came out last year. It is, yeah, it's Region B. There's a little bitty B at the bottom. You gotta look at some of these too. But if you're region free, you shouldn't have to worry about that. So, but yeah, this had everything on it, right? The transfer was good, was okay. Was a lot better with the HDR, of course, than it was. And this, of course, has the Atmos as well. So that was a big thing. The HDR10 and then the Atmos. And then it's got a 13.1. And then also has the Mono 1.0. And actually an English DTS 2.0 as well. So not too shabby for those, actually, for what it was. So this was the definitive version for a while. Okay? For like a little bit. Until Dark Sky said, hey, we're going to release it too. And so they released it this year. So this isn't, you know, the 4K Blu-ray version. So what's happened now is they've created the 4K version of this. Okay, and it actually, to me, looked better than the Turbine. This one did a little bit, just because some of the grain was, you know, it wasn't as heavy, but it was in the right places where it should be, and the color was there. But then what they also did in this set, and I'll show you, this Steelbook one came with a poster, which, of course, I wish I would have had this poster last year, because I would have had everybody sign this one instead of the actual DVD. But it was cool because it came with this, and then it has this on it. Now this, of course, is the regular edition, not the Steelbook. But the bonus disc that's on here is the same one that was in the 40th. Except the Legacy of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is a new documentary with William Friedkin. Of course, if you know William Friedkin, you know The Exorcist. And so that was awesome to have on it. And then looking at this in comparison, the Freakin' Hooper Conversation, yep. And then The Shocking Truth, Flesh Wounds. We've all seen these ones before. The Business of Chainsaw, yep. It's been there for a long time. Deleted Scenes, Grandpa's Tales, yep. Everything else is exactly the same as this one. Like I said, same as this bonus. The only thing that was new was the Legacy of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And so that in the Freakin' Hooper Conversation. So that was it. That was the difference. Now, on to the second sight version. So, this version is the version to have, to me. This is the most deluxe of a box set we're going to get. Other than the Maria, the Black Maria set. I don't have that. I want that set. Because it was done by Dark Skies. Same time as this. Same thing, but also had a bonus disc. And came with the freaking apron. So, but with that being said, this one is the actual one you want to have. This is it has the 4K with the HDR, and it also has the Atmos, Dolby Vision as well. There's actually a new audio commentary as well with Bill Ackerman and Amanda Reyes. And they ported over the other stuff, you know, that came from them. And then there's a new feature called A Legacy of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That was done. And let's see. And guess what? That's on here too. So you can either have the Legacy on the second sight version, or you can have it on the Dark Skies version. Like I said, we're going to compare a little bit because we got to see. Just to make sure, to see if there's anything different. And you see, you've got Behind the Mask, Alexander Heller Nicholas on that. Let's see, is that on here? No, that is not on the Dark Skies version. So that is an exclusive to them. The Shocking Truth, Cutting Chainsaw. That's all the old ones. Off the Hook, yeah. All the rest. Let's see. Off the Hook with actor Terry McGinn. Let's see. Let's just take a quick little look real fast and let's compare it. Yep, that's on there too. Horror's Hallowed Grounds. That's on here. And that's on here too. So you got them on both these. Both versions. So what it comes down to is what do you want to have in your collection? To me, it's just if you don't have anything today, the second sight is the one to get. If you don't have the Dark Skies 4K, then go with the second sight. And the question was also, is this version any different than the Dark Skies? Well, yeah, it is, actually. The resolution was better to me on the second sight than the Dark Skies one. But you got to be like zeroed in to the umpteenth degree to see some of those changes too, though. So to the naked eye, you're not going to see a whole lot of difference between the two, but if you start getting really deep in there, you can actually see it. That Dolby Vision definitely helps with it. So, what would I recommend? Okay. I would recommend, if you don't have anything, get the second sight 4K set. If you've already got the old 40th anniversary edition Blu-ray, then just get this one. Because this, I mean, it's got the new feature. It's, you know, there's a steelbook version, and then there's the other one. And that's what I would do. I mean, it's kind of hard. I mean, it's one of those things. All of us horror fans, we're always going to double, triple dip. That's just how we do it. But this is the one set I would say go for and get. I mean, even if you do have this, I would still recommend go getting it if you can. But if you are stuck to only having one set, make it the second sight. So yeah, that's my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed seeing the retro. Like, that's what I'm going to kind of do with some of my reviews, is as we go through these resolutions and all these videos, we're going to show some comparisons, because sometimes comparisons are needed. So you guys take it easy. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, all right, all right.